Larson, author of Arranging for the Small Jazz Ensemble. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you checking out the website. Today I'm going to be talking about melodic minor modes. This is something that I refer to in the book, but I really don't explain much because, of course, it's a jazz arranging book, not a jazz theory book. They are real important, though, so I thought I'd add a video to the website. Melodic minor scales, of course, are part of the three scales that we usually learn as we learn our instruments: natural minor, harmonic minor, and melodic minor, the three that we usually study. And you'll remember that the melodic minor scale has the raised 6th and 7th when the melodies go up, lowered when 6th and 7th when the melodies are going down. I mean, that's why those tones are changed. When we derive modes from it, like we do in the jazz world, we only use the ascending version. So here's the scale. Okay, went all the way up to the third to make a point that I'll make in just a second here. The scale looks a lot like a major scale with just a minor third. That's another way to think about it. But Mark Levine points out in his jazz theory book that this scale has lots of interesting sounds to it. In fact, there's no avoid tones, which is they're just real colorful. And the collection of fourths that you find in this scale are really varied, more so than in a major scale. Of course, we love fourths in jazz. So if you look between C and F, that's a perfect fourth. And D to G is a perfect fourth. E flat to A is a tritone. F to B is a tritone. G to C is a perfect fourth. A to D is a perfect fourth. B to E flat is a diminished fourth, or it sounds like a major third, and that'll be important when we talk about the 7th mode, called the Superlocrian. Here's what the scale sounds like again. And here's, if I play the fourths, here's that last one, B to E flat. Okay, well, we want to look at the scales if they're all taken from the modes taken from one scale. So I have here something to look at. It says melodic minor modes derived from a single tone, C, as in C melodic minor. So we see the first one, and this is just melodic minor. We see our 6th and our 7th and our minor third. I'm going to skip 2 and 5 because we really don't use those functionally in too much. Occasionally this one, the Dorian flat 2, but I'm going to just talk about 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. So the third one, Lydian augmented, it's a great name for a scale because Lydian to us means sharp 11 or sharp 4, augmented means sharp 5, so it's a very descriptive name. And you can see here we've got the same notes as E flat, or excuse me, as C melodic minor. But here we have our sharp 11 or sharp 4, the A, and our sharp 5 is B. And it says over here, I've got a list of other handy comparisons. You could just think E flat major and then raise the 4th and 5th. Lydian dominant is another descriptive term, or Lydian flat 7 even more so. Lydian means sharp 11. Of course, flat 7 means it's a minor 7th in there, and of course that makes it into a dominant type chord, which we'll talk about in a minute. So you could also think about it as a mixed Lydian mode with a raised 4th, the B natural. I'm going to skip 5. Locrian sharp 2. This is just like a Locrian mode, but it has a raised 2nd or raised 9th, the B natural, which is really, really colorful. It has the minor 3rd, flat 5, minor 7th, and I'll talk about its function in a moment. Superlocrian, very important scale. This is also called the altered scale, and this is a dominant, goes with the dominant chord. And it's important to know that these numbers, these Roman numerals along the left side, do not suggest that these are the functions. This chord functions as a 5 chord in a minor key, because we see here's the root of the chord. Here's the major third. Actually, it's misspelled. This should be a D sharp. That would be the major third, but of course we're deriving this from C melodic minor. Has both altered 9s, flat and sharp, and both altered 5ths, flat 5 and sharp 5. So, and here's the little handy thing to remember, which I just said actually. Okay, so there they are based on C. Of course, we have to be able to play these anywhere. And let's see what I got here. Here they are all derived. Excuse me, they all start on the same tonic as in C, but they're all derived from different melodic minor scales, and I've got the list down on the right side here. So here's our melodic minor. If we look at the third mode, the Lydian augmented, well, to find that, we just think down a minor third. So this is the same as an A melodic minor scale. We see our sharp 11 and our sharp 5. Lydian dominant is the fourth one, so if we think down a perfect fourth, which would be G melodic minor, we can see here, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of G melodic minor. Locrian sharp 2, think up a minor third or down a major sixth. Minor third is closer. So here we have our major ninth compared to C here, the minor third, the flat 5, the flat 7. And if we eyeball here the E flat, we see that this is the melodic minor scale it comes from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's your seventh, and there's your octave. Super Locrian. Here we have our, so this is a, think up a minor second. So think D flat melodic minor. Here's the root of the D flat melodic minor scale, but if we think about it as a C scale, we see our major third. F flat is E natural. Here's our altered ninths, our altered fifths, and our minor seventh. Okay? Of course, we need to know the chords that are associated with these scales. And here they are. Let me make it a little bigger. Got some the common chord symbol we see, and then a sample voicing. Okay, so here's melodic minor. Usually functions as a 1, and the common chord symbol is C minor 6/9. It might say C minor major 7th because it does have a major 7th, and it sounds like this. Okay, Lydian augmented usually functions as a 1 chord, subbing for a major 7th tonic chord, and the chord symbol is E flat major 7th sharp 5, or sometimes written as a slash chord, G over E flat. Okay. Lydian dominant, usually seen as a dominant chord with a sharp 11. It might say F13. Might not even say sharp 11, but we might know the function, or we should know the function. And this usually functions as a non-resolving dominant chord in tritonal substitution, but also in a chord, in a tune like A Train. The second chord, the D7, that resolves not down a fifth, but just to a minor 7th on the same chord, or on the same starting note. It's a great place for this scale. Griffin Ipanema, the second chord of that tune, is the same thing. Okay, so it's a F7 sharp 11, and here's the voicing. Okay, Locrian sharp 2 functions as a 2 in a minor key, just like a Locrian chord would do. Common chord symbol A minor 7 flat 5. And finally, Super Locrian. It's a dominant chord. Common symbols B7 sharp 9 flat 13. And it functions usually as a fully altered 5 chord in a minor key. We should probably try to notate some. And so I've got a little worksheet here. First one, D flat Lydian dominant. So if I can find the right one to look at. Lydian dominant, if we think down a perfect fourth, we'll find our parent. perfect fourth below D flat is A flat. So A flat melodic minor would get us the notes we need. So I'm going to do that. Okay. Kind of went crazy there. And the chord, as we saw on this other sheet here, Lydian dominant, right here, would be an F7, sharp 11 in this case. So I'm going to just go ahead and type in D flat 7, sharp 11. Okay, E Locrian sharp 2. If we find our where they're derived from, Locrian sharp 2, think up a minor third. Up a minor third is E. Excuse me, from E is G. So E melodic minor scale. Okay, that's how I got those answers. And the sheet here says that Locrian sharp 2 is a minor 7, flat 5 typically. So E, minor 7, flat 5. All right, F super Locrian. I should have this all on one sheet, but I just didn't have room. Think up a minor second. Up a minor second is G flat or F sharp. So I'm going to notate that melodic minor scale. All right. And the chord is, I won't go back. We will remember that it's F7, flat 13, sharp 9. And finally, B flat Lydian augmented. I think I'm going to do this one a different way. Lydian augmented, they're all fairly simple if you just remember what's in the scale. Lydian means sharp 4, augmented means sharp 5. So I'm going to think B, in this case, I'm going to think B flat major, and I'm going to sharp the 4 and sharp the 5. Here comes my sharp 4, my sharp 5, and there's my scale. The chord is typically listed as B flat major 7th, sharp 5. Okay, well I hope this helps. The melodic minor modes are so important in jazz, and again, thank you for watching the video. Thanks. Bye.